2 currently, there will be a 20-second delay.
All right, we're ready.
All right, good morning, everybody. We will call this meeting to order. Can we start with doing a roll call attendance, please?
Certainly. Sorry if I start butchering folks' names, but I will try my best. First person here, June Arellano. Just say present or here. Not here yet. All righty. Anil Desai.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. Judge Peter Espinosa. No. Dr. Jose Fiore.
Here.
Dr. Bob Hewitt. Salem Iqbal. Tom Jackson.
Yes.
All right. Zurich Lewis. Janine McHatton.
Here.
Ready? Mazen Nabusi. Marina Pacheco. Marissa Perez. Dr. Stephanie Rodriguez.
Present.
Parimal Shah.
Yeah.
Bill Stephens.
Good morning. I'm here.
Good morning. John Tankgale. No. Jesse Urquidi.
Present.
Nazi Yahaya.
Present.
Righty.
Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you.
All right, agenda organization. Request for approval to add 2 new action items to the agenda. First, consideration of emergency request to enact provisions of AB 361.
Let me say a little more about that.
Please.
Because we needed, in order to make the last minute change to Zoom today, we'd like to add an action item at the top of the agenda, which will require 2 roll call votes, actually, to consider an emergency request to enact provisions of California Assembly Bill AB 361, which is an executive order that suspends the Brown Act requirements for teleconferencing during the pandemic, provided that certain requirements are met, notice and accessibility that the public can observe and address, and then we have a procedure for requests for accommodations. So we've added this item to the agenda to be in compliance with the Brown Act so that we can meet on Zoom. First, we would need a motion, second, and a roll call vote in order to add this item to the agenda. Okay, thank you. And once it's added, a second motion and vote to approve the resolution. So back to the first item.
So move.
Second.
Crystal, will you do the roll call vote?
You're on mute, Crystal.
Start from the beginning. So June, oh, they're not here. Anil Basi.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Dr. Jose Fiore.
Yes.
Tom Jackson.
Did you call me?
Yes, I did.
Tom Jackson, yes.
Janine McHat.
Yes.
Stephanie Rodriguez.
Yes.
Bill Stephens.
Yes.
Jesse Urquidi.
Yes.
Nazi.
Yes. Yes.
And I think you missed Dr. Hewlett.
Yes.
All right. So Carol, we,
So the second motion is to, so then our second motion and vote is to actually approve the resolution for remote attendance, which is in your packet.
Move approval.
Second.
So let me say there'll be quite a few roll call votes today, so be patient.
Oh, yeah.
go ahead, Crystal.
Alrighty, Anil Desai. Okay. Dr. Jose Fiore.
Yes.
Okay. Dr. Bob Hewlett.
Yes.
Alrighty. Tom Jackson.
Yes.
Janine McHat.
Yes.
Dr. Stephanie Rodriguez.
Yes.
Bill Stephens.
Yes.
Jesse Urquidi.
Yes.
And Nasi Yahia.
Yes.
Alrighty.
All right, wonderful.
I'm sorry, we missed Bob Hewlett and Parimal Shaw.
No, you didn't. I voted yes. She already got that.
I think Parimal didn't go. You want to call Parimal?
Yes. Paramount. Oh, yes. Paramount Shaw.
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. Any other agenda organization that we need to discuss, Carol, before we move on?
Not that I'm aware of.
Great.
Thank goodness.
So next we go to our inspirational message from Dr. Rodriguez. Dr. Rodriguez.
Okay. This is an anonymous author. Just a reminder. Remember that your presence is a present to the world. Remember that you are unique and unrepeatable creation. Remember that your life can be what you want it to be. Remember to take the days just one at a time. Remember to count your blessings, not your troubles. Remember that you'll make it through whatever comes along. Remember that most of the answers you need are within you. Remember those dreams waiting to be realized. Remember that decisions are too important to leave to chance. Remember to always reach for the best that is within you. Remember that nothing wastes more energy than worry. And remember that not getting what you want is sometimes a wonderful stroke of luck. Remember that the longer you carry a grudge, the heavier it gets. Remember not to take things too seriously. Remember to laugh. Remember that a little love goes a long way. Remember that a lot of love goes forever. Remember that happiness is more often found in giving than getting. Remember that life's treasures are people, not things. And remember that miracles can still happen.
Wonderful. Very beautiful, Dr. Rodriguez, as always. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, we move on to correspondence. Do we have any correspondence we want to share with the board?
No, we don't.
Wonderful. Any public comments?
Oh, I really apologize. Under correspondence, I meant to say, Giovanni Horcara, board member, called me over the weekend and is stepping down from the board. He will send a more formal letter of resignation, but he indicated that he loves the college, will continue to be involved, has not been able to attend over the past year or so, and wanted to make sure that the seat was made available to others, but will continue to be involved in various ways. He's also on the alumni council, but just sent his appreciation to everyone for his time on the board.
Right. Well, we thank him for his time on the board, and I'm sure we will see him more often during the college. Any public comment that anybody wants to share? Is there any public comments?
We did not receive any public comments.
Wonderful. All right. Consideration of approval of minutes for the February 24, 2022 meeting.
Move approval.
Thanks,
Second.
Bob. Thank you, Jeannie. Can we get a vote on that, Crystal?
Okay. Anil Desai.
Yes.
Dr. Jose Feoro.
Yes.
Dr. Bob Hewlett.
Yes.
Tom Jackson,
Yes.
Janine McHatton,
Yes.
Stephanie Rodriguez,
Yes.
Parimal Shah,
Yes.
okay, Bill Stephens,
Yes.
Jesse Urquidi,
Yes.
and Nazi Yahia.
Yes. All right, we have enough votes. Motion approved. Next one is consideration for approval of minutes for April 28, 2022 meeting.
Move approval.
Second.
Thank you. Crystal, go ahead.
Alrighty. Anil Desai. Is that a yes? Anil Desai?
Yes.
Yes. Dr. Jose Ferror,
Yes.
Bob Hewlett,
Aye.
Tom Jackson,
Yes.
Janine McHatton,
Yes.
Stephanie Rodriguez,
Yes.
Parimal Shaw,
Yes.
Bill Stephens,
Yes.
Jesse Urquidi,
Yes.
and Nazi Yahia.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, motion approved. Sorry, board members, this is taking too long. We apologize. If it's not COVID, it's power outage that keeps us from meeting in person. All right, next we go to Dr. Fierro. Dr. Fierro, remarks for today. I'm sure you have a lot to share with us.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Hello, Nasi. Welcome to our new faces on the foundation team. It's great to have you all on board. It has been a while since we had a full team, so I know Carol is very excited to have all of you on board, and so am I. So welcome and thank you for being here. So yes, if it isn't one thing, it's another. They prevent us from meeting in person. Unfortunately, yesterday morning, right before 9, we got hit by lightning a couple of times and a couple of brush fires started on campus. One of those was taken care of by the fire department, and the other one, actually, our facilities team went out and took care of the fire. No significant damages. However, the impact damaged the main power unit coming into campus, and one that goes to the surrounding area. So you probably, if you're close by campus, you probably see the Alondra light not working and some pieces there still without power. We are still under the same having the same issues. So our facilities team and Edison work through the night. And hopefully later today or in the next couple hours, actually, we may be testing and see if we are able to reestablish power by the end of the day, so we can open tomorrow again. It was an unfortunate accident. Luckily, no one was hurt, and obviously we were able to relatively quickly pivot to conduct some of our business online. As someone texted me yesterday after we sent the notification, said, well, I don't know what to think about this. In the old days, we'll have been sent home and no work. Now is go home and keep working, since everything has been moved remotely for the last couple of years. So as I said, the good news is that nothing major happened, and hopefully later on today we'll be able to reestablish power. Or police department or communication teams or facilities teams are the real heroes here. They did just a fantastic job evacuating the buildings, assessing the situation, contacting Edison, and obviously extinguishing one of the brush fires that we got as a result of the lightning. So big thank you to all of them for being so on top of things. On a little bit of better news, very recently, in fact, it was announced just a couple of days ago, Cerritos College was named as one of the best community colleges in the United States by the college consensus. And we ranked 11 among the nation's best community colleges. And our accounting program ranked first for best value in accounting and associate degrees in California. So this is just a recognition of the tremendous work our faculty has been doing over the last several years. Our staff, our administrators, the community, the support of the board. I think it has been fast-paced work over the last several years, but the last few years we have been recognized multiple times based on academic achievements, services to students, and obviously this latest recognition is something that we all feel very proud of. But again, the credit all goes to our faculty, staff, administrators, and of course the hard work of the students to get us to that point. Very excited to get that recognition. Particularly for what it means for our students. It means that our students are having an easier way accessing our classes, succeeding classes, staying in our college, and obviously transferring. So again, thank you to everyone for the hard work and the support moving the college into this direction. We're still experiencing enrollment declines, not as bad as it was. We began the summer with a decline, or enrollment decline of about 14% and about 20% from pre-pandemic. And we have been able to close that gap to about 8%, which is not great, but it's moving in the right direction. Unfortunately, based on graduation rates and the way from high schools and the way the students who finish high school and returning adults are behaving at this particular time, it seems that it's going to be a slow recovery. Traditionally, in these type of situations, community colleges have more enrollment that they can handle and less resources. But obviously, this time we're experiencing the opposite. The legislation has appropriated a number of dollars in order to help with recruitments and support services for the students, but it's becoming more and more complicated to recruit the students. However, our teams, recruitment teams and Cerritos Complete teams, or counselors, faculty advisors have been doing a great job bringing the students and keeping the students. Therefore, we're seeing a switch from our minus 14% when we started the summer to somewhere around 8% at this point, which again, as I said, is not great, but is movement in the right direction. We are continuing to make our plans ahead to be back on campus as normal as possible on the fall semester. Right now, we're about 75% in campus, with the exception of yesterday and today. And it's good to see people back on campus and students back on campus. However, it seems that the tendencies and behaviors of the students have changed significantly from 2019. We are opening as many sections as we can on campus. However, the students are choosing either high-risk sections or online sections more frequently than they're selecting the on-campus section. So we're going to try to adjust as rapidly as we can to be able to meet the needs of the students in both environments. The challenge, in my opinion, is on one, offer the technical assistance and professional development that our faculty will need in an ongoing basis because of the quick change in the environment. And two, being able to adjust to provide the appropriate support to the students in these new modalities. For decades, obviously, us and most community colleges and universities across the nation have developed very strong support systems for the students on ground. And we are transitioning as fast as we can, but there's a lot to understand and learn as to how to help our students be successful in a similar manner or better in these new modalities. So we're trying to move as quickly as we can as we learn these new behaviors from students, community, and essentially everyone on campus. It seems that the expectations are different than they used to be pre-COVID. Other than that, thank you to all of you for continuing to support our students, the foundation. We had a really good conversation with Carol about a week or two ago, and I think it's important to recognize the growth of the foundation in the last couple of years, despite the challenges that we have dealt with. Obviously, I don't have to tell you, you're well aware of how hard Carol has worked even under the staff. So I think it's important to recognize Carol for her hard work, her leadership, and obviously the growth the foundation has experienced is every time I saw the report, it was grown, the dollars raised, the balances, the support that was being provided. So I want to take a moment to recognize Carol for that, and obviously bring that to your attention, since oftentimes you don't get to see what happens in the background, but it has been a fantastic pool and a great effort despite the challenges that we have been experiencing. And I just received a text. It says that the power has been fully restored. The cooling tower is ramping up, and it should be back. Everything should be back around 10 a.m. After that, we're gonna check all the buildings for damage, for potential damage for the lightning and any electrical damage that may have the power lines may have created. That the air condition is working properly, and that all the security mechanisms are working well. So it seems that we're making rapid progress to come back to campus tomorrow. That is all.
Thank you, Dr. Fierro. I want to second Dr. Fierro and really thank Carol for all the hard work. She's been amazing. We're in contact as much as we can, and Carol has worked so hard the past year and 2 years with understaff, and we are really appreciative, Carol, of all your hard work. And congratulations, Dr. Fierro, on number 11 in the country. That's amazing. Number 1 in accounting program. That's a testament of your hard work and all the faculty at Cerritos College. We're very proud. Thank you so much. Next, we move on to the executive director's report, an introduction of new staff. Carol?
Yes, well, thank you both for very kind words. Well, we the whole team had dearly hoped to be there in person to meet everyone, and so really for my remarks today, this is the first time the foundation's been fully staffed since the pandemic started, really. So it's been wonderful. A lot of brainstorming and just the level of energy. It's been wonderful. So I'm going to have everybody introduce themselves, but the 2 new staff since the last meeting, Crystal, who's already plunged into things, as you see. Crystal is, her title is Foundation and Advancement Specialist, but she is replacing Paulina Jones and dealing with our bookkeeping and our administrative assistant duties and a wide range of tasks. And Crystal's going to introduce herself, tell you a little bit about her background.
Oh, hi all, nice to meet you. Ken, thank you, Carol, for that lovely introduction. I think it's been about a month and maybe a week that I've started. I've Previously, I worked at Cal State Long Beach for a number of years. I was with the finance team for the College of Health and Human Services, the second largest college within CSU Long Beach. And though I was sad to leave them, I was very excited for this new opportunity. I can't wait to basically impact students' lives for the positive. And I just being there for a month, I've been seeing like really positive, how much positivity we're bringing to students who are desperately in need of scholarship opportunities. So I'm grateful to be a part of that. And hope I get to meet you guys all once we, meet in person.
And Crystal started with us. We were deep in the thick of making scholarship awards and trying to, and Keisha, who you'll meet in a minute, trying to get caught up with honestly a backlog because our temporary bookkeeper had left of internal requests in order to support different programs and so on at the college. So she's been working very diligently to get us on track and make sure that students have the scholarship checks and the funding that they need. And it's been a huge relief, honestly. Next, I would like to introduce Jason Brocaro, who's our new Alumni Relations and Development Officer. I believe Jason's been with us for three weeks now. So I've asked Jason to tell you more about his background and also about some of the ideas and projects that he's already plunged into.
Thanks, Carol. Hi, everyone. I think I've met a few of you in the past, so hello again for those of you that I've met. And for those of you that don't know me, I'll try not to bore you too much with my background, but thank you, Carol. I'll share. I have been with the foundation now all of 3 weeks. It's been great. I want to thank the entire team. Y'all have been amazing here in my first month and really made me feel welcomed at the foundation. I've been connected to the foundation actually for about over 4 years as a volunteer. And so I myself an alumnus of Cerritos College. So it really is a homecoming for me. From very many moons ago. I won't say how many moons ago, but I was an alumnus of Cerritos College back in the day, moved on to Cal State Fullerton and transferred like many other students, and I received my 4-year degree, and at some point received my master's degree from Cal State Long Beach. So I'm a local boy here from Southeast Los Angeles. I live locally here in Downey, so I'm very excited. As this is a much better commute from my previous role where I was the director of the Career Center over at Pasadena City College. So community colleges aren't relatively new to me. I've been in the community college system, so to speak, now for about 2.5 years, but I've been in higher ed for 17 years. And so for the last 17 years, working in different capacities at different colleges, mostly 4-year schools. I've worked in career services, career development, but also alumni relations as well. And so in every role that I've held, I've made sure to work with our alumni, our friends of the college to try to advance the services that we offer our students, really, and expand the experiences for our students, right, and make this a wonderful experience for them. And I'm hoping that we can do the same here at the foundation. A couple of things that I'm working on here in my first 30, 60 days or so. I'm meeting actually with a lot of our alums that have been engaged with us over the years. So one of the things I want to do is make sure that I'm doing kind of a quick evaluation, so to speak, and of kind of the current state of our alumni operations. So I'll be meeting with alumni. I've already met with some alumni and actually met with Mazen last week to talk a little bit about our alumni community. And I'll be doing that over the next several weeks. And obviously I'll be doing that the rest of my time in this role, but really specifically to really get to know our community and what we can do, what we've done well, and what we can do better, as well as meeting with faculty and staff. Actually had a meeting set up yesterday. We had to move because of the last minute emergency. And so with our career center. So I'll be meeting with our career center, meeting with our transfer center here in a couple of weeks, meeting with various student services, key folks on campus, key staff, counselors, as well as getting to know our faculty, all for the reason of I'm a firm believer that our foundation and especially our alumni operations is really set to make a big impact and partner with our campus community, especially now that we're ready to come in full swing back on campus. And there's a lot of things that we can be doing to be engaging our students with our alumni, which our alumni enjoy, all in an effort to increase the number of our alumni donors, really get our alumni more engaged in the professional development of our students, which I've seen has been really successful in other operations I've been a part of in terms of bringing our alumni in to help students with mentorship, find jobs and internship opportunities so that our students can be successful. So I think aside from also having our alumni give obviously fiscally to our foundation, which is very important and a top priority, but also give back in their time and treasure, right? to spend time with our students and advance the goals of our own students and the projects that we have going on at the college. And so with that, we'll have more as I get going here over the next several months or so. But just that's a quick hello, a little bit about me, and good to see some of you again. And I know I'll be meeting some of you soon in person. So thank you, Carol, for giving me the time.
Yep, great. Thank you very much for those comments. And then just real quick, our other two team members, I asked them if they could just introduce themselves. Some of you didn't get to meet Lakeisha at the last meeting. So Lakeisha, you want to just introduce yourself, just a little quick about your background?
Good morning, everyone. Nice to see your faces again. I remember most of you from the last board meeting. I'm going actually on month 3, so July 4th will be 3 months here with the foundation. It's going by so fast, and we've been so busy. Of course, I came in right when we were doing preparing for the whole ceremony, getting certificates ready, and now Crystal's here helping me with the checks disbursement, so everyone's getting, their checks in and everything like that. My background is I've worked in higher ed for the past since 2000 and I think it was 16. I come from Compton College, and prior to that, I was with Linwood Unified School District, working at Linwood High School as a college advisor. So my background is basically advising students from the high school level to the community college level, preparing them for college. And once they're here at college, just making sure they're staying on the right track. So I have a counseling degree. So that is my background. I'm being busy here with work and family and my children, and in school right now again. So working on a doctorate at North Central University. So I'm busy. And yeah, I've just been enjoying everything so far here with the foundation. Carol is great. My team is great. I'm just so excited to see what this new group of people, what we're going to do with the foundation. We're ready to work. I have some meetings set up. We're going to start doing workshops this fall for students to learn how to actually apply for the scholarships. And once they do get the scholarships, how to, just become better students. So I'm very, very excited about that and happy to be part of the foundation team. So hopefully I'll get to see you guys at the next meeting in person. And yeah.
All right. Thank you, Keisha. And then Martha, you've met before now. Martha's been with us since November, but I also want to just give her a chance to say hello to anyone she hasn't met before.
Okay, well, I just really quick hello, because I think I've met most of everyone here. I think I've met everyone here actually, and it's been so wonderful. Who would have thought that 7 months would make me the senior next to Carol, but it's been really a pleasure, and again, looking forward, echoing what everyone else is saying, really looking forward to working together with this team. And Carol has a lot of projects in line, so it's gonna be, hold on to your seats. Because it's gonna
Well
be
said.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. That was my report. If someone will remind me if there's time at the end, I did want Dr. Farrow, I did tell you a little more about the public grand opening of the Performing Arts Center, but just in the interest of time, we'll move on to the next item. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Crystal, Jason, Lakeisha, and Martha. Welcome on board. We're all looking forward to working with you. Thank you so much. All right. Next thing is the consideration for approval of financial matters, approval of 2021-2022 operating budget. Can we have a motion?
Move approval?
Second.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jeannie. Can we take a roll call, please, Crystal?
Absolutely. Anil Desai.
Yes.
Ready? Dr. Jose Ferror.
Yes.
Bob Hewlett.
Yes.
Tom Jackson.
Yes.
Janine McHatton.
Yes.
Dr. Stephanie Rodriguez.
Yes.
Bill Stephens.
Yes.
Jesse Urquidi.
Yes.
And Nazi Yahia.
Yes.
Sorry, maybe I counted wrong. Did we miss one person? If so, speak up.
Probably Paramount.
Yes. Paramil Shaw.
Yes.
Yes.
Great. Motion approved. All right, now the fun part. Election of 2022-2023 board officers. So I have a little script right here I'm gonna start into. And now we'll begin the annual election of board officers following the process that's outlined in our foundation bylaws. Because we are meeting on Zoom, this will require quite a few roll call votes, so please be patient with us. We're going to take a vote on opening nominations, then we'll accept nomination for each position. And board members are also welcome to express your interest in serving as an officer. Before we begin, does anyone have any general questions about the officer positions? Anyone? All right. So moving to item 1, first we need a motion to open nomination. Is there a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Let's go ahead, Crystal, with the roll call.
All right. Anil Desai,
Yes.
Dr. Jose Ferrer,
Dr. Fierro,
you might have stepped out. Dr. Bob Hewlett,
Sorry, yes, I was muted.
thank you.
Yes.
yes, okay. Tom Jackson, Janine McHatton,
Yes.
Dr. Stephanie Rodriguez,
Yes.
Perry Mall Shaw,
Yes.
Jesse Urquidi,
Yes,
Nazi Yahia.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Crystal. Okay, motion approved. At this time, the floor is open for nominations for the board chair position. Would anybody like to nominate a candidate or express your interest in being considered as a chair position?
I would like to nominate Dr. Rodriguez.
Anyone else?
I would like to nominate Nazi again, because I don't think that he had a full year. We weren't on campus. I think we only met maybe once. This would have been the second time. I just don't think he's had a full year of exposure to the job if he'd be willing to accept the nomination.
Thank you, Jeannie. I really appreciate it. I will accept if it's good with everybody else. Thank you so much.
Yes, that's good.
Then I would withdraw my nomination of Dr. Rodriguez.
But thank you, Tom. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Dr. Rodriguez. So we'll go ahead and do a roll call.
All righty.
Oh, actually, sorry. On the script, Nazi, we'll
Yes.
move through all the positions first.
Oh, good, perfect. Now the floor is open for nomination for the position for first vice chair. Would anybody like to nominate a candidate or express your interest in being considered? Same thing, I would love to work with Jeannie again. Just like she said, we didn't have a full year and we still have a lot of work ahead of us. So my nomination goes to Jeannie McHatton.
Thank you.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Parimal Shah for a vice chair.
Right. Thank you, Anil. Anybody else? Okay. So, Carol, we keep going with all the positions and then we vote?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Now the floor is open for nominations for the position of second vice chair. Would anybody like to nominate a candidate or express your interest in being considered? I would like to nominate Dr. Rodriguez again, so we can continue our work for this year.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Any other nomination? Great. Okay, now the floor is open for nomination for the secretary position. Would anyone like to nominate a candidate or express your interest in being considered?
Nazi, who was our board secretary last?
Mazen.
Mason,
Was he the secretary and the treasurer together?
yes.
Yes.
I'd like to nominate Mazen for secretary.
For secretary, okay. Mazen for secretary, okay. Perfect, we keep moving. Now the floor is open for nominations for the treasurer position. Would anyone like to nominate a candidate or express your interest in being considered for treasurer? And that was Mazen again last year. Anyone else would like to take that position?
I'd like to nominate Parma.
Parma?
She's interested.
Not on treasurer, no.
No, okay.
No.
Anyone else?
I'd like to nominate Bill Stevens.
Bill?
Well, I appreciate it, guys, but I got a lot going on trying to build some buildings this year and still want to be part of the board, but I think that's about as far as I'll go for right now. Thank you for the consideration.
Thank you, Bill. Anyone else?
I would say Mazen did text me just so that we knew that he's delayed at the airport, but he would accept nominations for the treasurer and or secretary position should they be
Perfect.
offered.
So I guess it's Mazen, unless anyone else would like that position.
So are we saying Mazen for secretary and treasurer?
Just like last year.
Did someone nominate Mazen for treasurer?
I'll nominate Mazen for treasurer.
Thank you, Bob. All right, moving on. Before we close the nominations, are there any other nominations for any officer position, or would anyone else like to express your interest in position? And would any of the nominees like to say anything? Wonderful. All right, we move on. Now we need a motion and a second to close the nominations.
I move the nominations be closed.
Second.
Okay, how are we gonna do a roll call first, Carol, for the?
Yes, so we'll move through the, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Carol.
Yes, so on the script then, we'll move through, Crystal will do the roll call vote position by position now. For the nominations where there's more than one candidate, we'll explain as we get to that, but basically.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Okay, so now we will have a roll call vote to elect the board chair. Crystal, please conduct the vote.
Yes, so vote for the chair, Nazi Yahia, Anil Desai.
Yes.
Okay. Dr. Jose Fiore,
Yes.
Bob Hewlett,
Yes.
Tim Jackson,
Yes.
Janine McHatton,
Yes.
Dr. Stephanie Rodriguez,
Yes.
Parimal Shaw,
Yes.
Bill Stevens,
Yes.
Jesse Urquidi,
Yes.
Nazi Yahia.
Yes, thank you everybody for your confidence. I really appreciate it. I'm very grateful. Next, roll call to elect the first vice chair.
Which is Janine McHatton, Anil Desai.
Sorry, before we start, I believe we have two candidates for this position. Am I correct?
Oh, correct.
Yes.
That would
All
be
right.
Janine McHatton and Parimal Shaw.
Can we make it easier? I think there is nothing on second, so I don't mind to take second, so that make it easier. Second vice chair.
Oh, second vice chair.
I mean, we have first two interested, so let it stay there and first, I can be second, no problem. So that way we can fill the position on second one.
So,
Just point of clarification, I believe Dr. Rodriguez was nominated also for the second chair. And certainly we can have multiple candidates. We did close the nominations. We'd have to reopen to entertain that discussion.
I vote for Jeannie McCatton for first vice chair.
Second.
No, that's my vote.
Parimal, just to clarify, are you then withdrawing from consideration for the first vice chair? You were nominated.
Yes.
Oh,
so alrighty. So Anil Desai,
Yes.
yes. Dr. Jose Peore,
Yes.
Dr. Bob Hewlett,
yes.
Tom Jackson,
Yes.
Jenny McHatton,
Yes.
Dr. Stephanie Rodriguez,
Yes.
Parmal Shah,
Yes.
Bill Stevens,
Yes.
C. Urquidi,
Yes.
and Nazi Yahia.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Congratulations, Jeannie.
Thank you. I look forward to working with this committee again.
Us as well. Thank you so much. Next is the roll call vote to elect the second vice chair, which is Dr. Rodriguez, I believe, right?
Correct.
All right, go ahead, Crystal.
Anil Desai,
Yeah, I'll go for Dr. Rodriguez.
Dr. Jose Peore,
Yes.
Dr. Bob Hewlett,
Yes.
Tom Jackson,
Yes.
Janine McHatton,
Yes.
Dr. Stephanie Rodriguez,
Yes.
Parimal Shah,
Yes.
Bill Stevens,
Yes.
C. Urquidi,
Yes.
Nazi Yahia.
Yes. Thank you, Crystal. Next, roll call for the secretary. Carol, can we do secretary and treasurer at the same time since it's Mazen, or do you want to go one at a time?
I believe we can do that together if no one objects.
Perfect. Anybody object if we do both together?
No.
Oh, no.
Okay, thank you. All right, for secretary and treasurer, go ahead, Crystal.
Anil Desai,
Yes.
Dr. Jose Peore,
Dr. Fiera?
Yes.
Dr. Bob Hewlett,
Aye.
Tom Jackson,
Yes.
Janine Manhattan,
Yes.
Dr. Stephanie Rodriguez,
Yes.
Parimal Shah,
Yes.
Bill Stevens,
Yes.
C. Urquidi,
Yes.
and Nazi Yahia.
Yes. Thank you, Crystal. We also need to elect chairs of two standing committees, the Membership and Board Development Committee, which is the committee that helps recruit new members and helps plan board retreats and workshops, and the Finance and Investment Committee. Do we have nominations, Carol?
For membership and board development, the existing chair is John Tanklage. He indicated he'd be, because of his work schedule, happy to pass that torch. I did receive an email nomination for Parimal Shah for this role.
Great. Well, let me say it here. Would anyone like to express interest in chairing the Membership and Board Development Committee or nominate someone to serve as the committee chair? I nominate Parimal Shah as well. Anybody else? Mr. Shah, do you accept the nomination before we vote?
Yes, I accept.
Thank you, Mr. Shaw. Crystal, go ahead with the vote.
Ready? Anil Desai,
Yes.
Dr. Jose Fiore,
Yes.
Dr. Bob Hewlett,
Yes.
Tom Jackson,
Yes.
Janine McHutton,
Yes.
Dr. Stephanie Rodriguez,
Yes.
Kareem Shaw,
Yes.
Bill Stevens,
Yes.
Jesse Orkidi,
Yes.
Nazi Yahya.
Yes, thank you, Crystal. Next, we move on. Would anyone like to express interest in chairing the Finance and Investment Committee or nominate someone to serve as a committee chair? The committee reviews and updates our financial policies and meets with our investment manager at Merrill Lynch. If the candidates accept the nomination, okay, go ahead. Who would like to nominate somebody?
I did receive an email nomination for Anil Desai. If someone would-
Anil,
if someone would like
do you
to formally-
accept the nomination?
Yes, thank you.
Is there any other nominations? Wonderful. Let's go ahead and vote on Mr. Desai. Crystal?
All righty. Anil Desai,
Yes.
Dr. Jose Fiore,
Yes.
Dr. Bob Hewlett,
Yes.
Tom Jackson,
Yes.
Janine Manhattan,
Yes.
Dr. Stephanie Rodriguez,
Yes.
Kareem Shaw,
Yes.
Bill Stevens,
Yes.
Jesse Urquidi,
Yes.
and Nazi Yahya.
Yes. Thank you, Crystal. Congratulations, Mr. Shah, on being the chair of the membership and board development, and Mr. Desai on being the chair of the Finance and Investment Committee. Thank you both.
Thank you very much.
All right. I thank you all and welcome all the new officers. Next, we move to informational item. One more item, a vote to approve meeting scheduled for July 22nd to July 23rd. That was in your packet as well. Do we have a motion?
I'm sorry, sorry, Nancy. Before we get to that, item D, recommendation to approve new board member.
Yes, sorry, thank you. Recommendation to approve our new board member, Dr. Jayesh Shah. Can we give Dr. Shah a minute to introduce himself first? Dr. Shah, are you still with us?
Yes, I am. Good morning, and it is my pleasure to meet you all and to join you all. I have been practicing independent internal medicine physician in Arcadia for last 35 years, and I've been serving in multiple community leadership roles. I served as a president of our temple in Buena Park Jain Center. Also, I served as chairman and chief of staff at the hospital in Arcadia, Methodist Hospital of Southern California. I am still serving as the chairman of Mentoring and Wellbeing Committee at Methodist Hospital, and I've served in multiple other leadership roles. Also, multiple humanitarian activities, including collecting and generating large amount of funds, about $3 million to distribute amongst the needy people who were affected during COVID-19. So my heart goes to help the community and serve the community. I'm excited and privileged to hear that you have considered me to be on board. I would do my utmost best to help and serve the community.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shah. We really appreciate it. Can
Move-
we get in?
Move approval of Dr. Shaw.
Second.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Jeannie. Go ahead, Chris, with the vote. Crystal?
Muted. Anil Desai,
Yes, I approve.
Jose Fiore,
Yes.
Dr. Bob Hewlett,
Yes.
Tom Jackson,
Yes.
Janine Manhattan,
Yes.
Dr. Stephanie Rodriguez,
Yes.
Harry Mal Shaw,
Parimal?
Alrighty, might have stepped out. Bill Stevens,
Yes.
Jesse Key,
Yes.
and Nazi Yahya.
Yes. Parimal, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm here.
We need your vote for Dr. Shaw.
Oh, I did already see.
Okay,
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
no problem.
Crystal, just one comment. You can call me Jay Shah instead of Jay Shah, would be easier for everyone. I go by Dr. Jay Shah. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Jay Shah. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the board. We are looking forward to working with you and getting to know you more. We appreciate your time, and we'll see you next meeting, hopefully in person.
Thank you. Will be.
Thank
I'm
you, Dr.
excited and waiting for.
Welcome aboard. All right, moving to the next item, vote to approve meeting schedule for July 22nd to June 23. That was in your packets.
Move approval?
Thank you,
Second.
Jeannie. Thank you. Crystal?
Alrighty, Anil Desai,
Yes. Yes.
Dr. Jose Fiore,
Yes.
Dr. Bob Hewlett,
Yes.
Tom Jackson,
Yes.
Janine Manhattan,
Yes.
Dr. Stephanie Rodriguez,
Yes.
Harry Mal Shaw,
Yes.
Bill Stevens,
Yes.
Jesse Urquidi,
Yes.
and Nazi Yahia.
Yes. Thank you, Crystal. I think we should be done with the votes. We'll see. Informational items, administrative matters, annual conflict of interest form. Carol? Carol, are you still with us?
Sorry, I was muted. Yes, just quickly, and Crystal, if you could have the packet open just as we get into the next financial section. So every year, each board member is required to complete a conflict of interest form. I emailed it to you separately a couple of weeks ago. We had planned to also distribute it in person today. I will send it again electronically after the meeting. If anyone needs me to send a hard copy, just let me know. But our auditors actually review those every year. And we would very much like to also have a full board roster listing that we can share with other board members. So you'll see on the conflict of interest form this year, there's actually a box for you to check that just indicates you're comfortable with your contact information being shared with other board members. So we would like to have all of those forms back by July 15th. You can fill it out electronically and send it, or you can mail a hard copy back to me. Let me know if you have any questions. And next on the agenda.
Carol, I would like if you guys would mail me a copy, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, Crystal and I will do that. Okay. Nazi, let me to get us to the right spot here on the agenda.
Yeah, so we're at the annual conflict of interest form.
Yeah, so that, all right, so we've covered that. And I believe next, we had asked Jesse to give an update on the golf outing, but it may be challenging for Jesse to do that. So Jesse, if you want to defer to Jason, he can update.
That's fine. We did get an email from Jason, so he did a good job with that. So Jason, if you want to go ahead and give the update, please.
Sure. Yeah. So the update with the golf outing, I think with the last time with the golf committee and I, we've been in conversation last couple of weeks since I started. Originally, we did have a date set for August 22nd of this year. We decided to move that a little further along in the calendar year, only because of obviously some of the transitions over the last several months. And so that's delayed some of the progress. And so we decided in order to maximize, revenue and sponsorship and what have you, it'd be better to find a different date. So we are looking at two dates, which I think we're moving towards one or the other, but two different locations moving from our Los Coyotes location from last year. And we're looking at Old Ranch Country Club on October the 3rd, or we will be at Friendly Hills on September 26th. The reason why those two options are on the table and we're looking at making a final decision very, very soon here in the next few days. One is also the cost. Old Ranch, if any of you have golf, if you're golfers are familiar with Old Ranch, it's a beautiful course. They're both beautiful courses, but it does come at a higher price point. And so there's some things to consider there. And then at Friendly Hills, obviously we've been at Friendly Hills in the past. And so returning there would be a good option. It'd be just more cost effective for us and be able to maximize our sponsorships. Both of those dates are approaching, but they're definitely doable, as it gives us a good strong 3 plus months to pull it together. We really didn't want to push it further from October or November. If you're curious, we have looked everywhere, and fall is pretty much booked across Southern California, including Los Coyotes, which we enjoyed, but unfortunately there were no other dates available for the rest of this calendar year. We would have to be looking at pushing it to sometime in the spring, and so which I think the group in the golf committee is looking at keeping it for this fall. So that is where we're at right now. We'll have a very, very final decision here very soon, but we're excited about it. But one way or the other, our 37th annual golf tournament will take place here very soon. So we'll be reaching out to all of our community for support. And so you'll hear more about that. As always, we always need the support of our friends at the college throughout Southern California to help support the golf tournament. So that's my pitch for the tournament. I'm happy to answer any questions, or Jesse, if there's anything I may have missed or you want to add.
Thank you so much, Jason. Any questions for Jason? Wonderful. All right, so you let us know either September 26th or October 5th.
Yes, that's correct.
Wonderful. All right, moving on to financial matters. Carol, can you give us please an update on new gifts, grants, and pledges?
Yeah, so there isn't a handout in the packet about this, but I always like to update you on activity that's occurred since our last meeting. So first of all, a big thank you to our esteemed board chair for, and I hope this is all right to say, is this okay to say, Nazi? For setting up a $10,000 scholarship. Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.
And
something small, hopefully it helps.
No, it will help a number of students, and thank you. Also a big thank you to board member June Ariano, who's not with us, but he secured a $10,000 donation from Union Bank, and also helped us apply for an additional $10,000 that we're waiting to hear back on. In other news, we received a $50,000 gift from former Cerritos College President Fred Gaskin for the teacher track program. And two significant grants, $15,000 from Cal HOSA, which is an organization for future health professionals. And that grant is our second from them to support a program for high school students, dual enrolled students at Cerritos College, to be trained as mental health workers. It's a really interesting program. We also received $12,500 from NASA, which is awarded to us through UC San Diego for the NASA NCAS Scholars Program. And Dr. Fierro and I didn't get a chance to update you on that. But some of the scholars just competed, just a couple of weeks ago, in a national NASA competition at the Johnson Space Center in Houston. And they were the only community college team competing among university teams across the country in the particular competition. And we've been continuing to support them. In fact, they were unable to get shirts made before, and the bookstore didn't have any. So we lent them our golf shirts from a previous year so that the team could be in apparel when they were in Houston. Lastly, I wanted to mention that Paramal, as the development chair, has been working, continues to work very hard to connect donors with us and pursue prospects. He mentioned at a previous meeting, he's been working on a Peace Center project that Dr. Shaw is also involved in. Paramal, do you want to give just a quick update on any development work or project?
Yeah, I think that Peace Center we're working the last few months. So it looks like it's almost coming on signing. So they probably get us like $100,000 and some other fund for the, any other expenses for events and all of that stuff. So they want to do 2 or 3 events on the campus on a piece things. I think they are very excited to do something in college on the campus. They love it. So we're gonna maybe once they sign, we're gonna have signing ceremony or something like that in that respect to do that event. So I'm looking forward to that, and we're working few other projects. As we come, I'll update you there.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Carol. Sounds like a great month, and thank you, Parimal, for your continuous hard work. Annual audit report and financial statements.
All right, so the audit report, our 990 forms, and our current financials are all in your board packet. Hopefully you've had a chance to review them. Certainly feel free to send me questions at any point in time or ask for anything. So we had an audit committee that met with the auditors just very recently. Our audit runs mainly on a fiscal year and was completed before our audit, and 990s were completed before the May 15th deadline and submitted. So I know it's a number of pages and a lengthy report. I'd be happy to entertain any questions, or Anil or Tom from the audit committee, if you have any comments regarding what the auditors said. I think I'd be safe in characterizing it as a clean audit. They congratulated us on continuing to be successful during a pandemic. Tom or Anil, any other recollections or comments there?
I don't have anything additional.
Okay. You'll see in the statement from the auditors, they mentioned a couple of closing transactions and things that we needed to change. Go ahead and keep scrolling there, Crystal. I'll be honest, it was a challenging year with the timing of when our previous bookkeeper left and other changes. I learned a lot during this process, did more in-depth work on this. So it was a relief in many respects that it went so well. We, if you looked at the financials, you'll see we ended the year at about $10.6 million, up significantly. We were at, if I remember right, 4.6 3 years ago. So it does reflect a lot of growth. Again, happy to entertain any questions, or I don't go into greater detail if you'd like. This does not require any formal action on the board. It's presented for your information, and so you have an in-depth look at our financials.
Great. Thank you, Carol. Any questions from the board?
Yeah, actually, I do. Carol, just what is the role of economic workforce development? It was somewhere in the report there. How closely do they work with the foundation, or what is the role with you?
No, it's a good question. So the staff in economic development report to me. They're college or district employees. We manage the funds in that we issue invoices for training contracts. We bring most of the funds that come in for those training contracts through the foundation. It's a self-sustaining operation. As part of the revenue that comes in through the foundation, we pay the district, or we write checks to the district to cover the salaries for the 3 staff members who work there, and any other expenses that occur. So it's meant to be a revenue generating operation. They have continued to generate revenue, although it's been somewhat modest during the pandemic. Last year, in going through the audit, we had a lot of discussion with the auditor about the best way to reflect that accurately in our financials, so that it was clear that that wasn't donation money, but that it was held here. And so you'll see that some changes occurred. If you go back, say, 2 or 3 years ago to the way that was listed, it's much more detailed in our financial reports.
It just seems like a good area to really tap into in terms of possible or future membership. So I'm just kind of curious, and maybe that's already happening, but it just seemed like a really good place to start as well.
No, that's a really good point. We've had Belle Gomez, who runs that area. We've had a regular conversation. She, in fact, has taken Martha and Jason out as she's in meetings with Crystal Farms and Cabina Coffee and other places to look at how we cross over those opportunities. So
okay, thank you.
Great point, Dr. Rodriguez. Thank you so much. Thank you, Carol.
Despite the need,
you want to just keep walking us through the financial reports?
Go ahead, Bob.
Yes, Bob?
yeah, despite the statement, we don't need to approve anything with the audit report. I would like to move to receive and file it with our congratulations to Carol, especially, and any other staff who were involved in making it such a successful outcome.
Very good, very good.
We agree 100%. Thank you, Bob. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Carol.
Yeah, why don't we go ahead on Bob's motion? That's a wise move, Bob, and take a second. And because I know you all want to do one more roll call vote this morning.
All right.
Perhaps, Bob, is it all right if we just move through the rest of the financials then and treat that as one motion?
Sure. I just want to make sure that you guys get recognition for making it such a nice outcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Bob. Gary, you want to keep moving then in the report?
Yes. Were there any other, as we move through, in terms of our current profit and loss statements and balance sheet through the end of the third quarter, I just wanted to mention it. Our investments are, if you have funds invested, it's the market's challenging right now. We're staying on top of it. It's fluctuating, and I'm in close contact with Merrill Lynch. I think that's the main message. So as I was developing next year's operating budget, I was much more conservative in terms of predicting investment gains and so on. But we remain healthy financially. The other comment I'm going to make, I've made it at the last 2 meetings, is we've had a lot of large expenses this year. So the end of the year will probably, it's not going to look as rosy as this past year. So thank you for those comments, Bob. But over this fiscal year, we've spent about $400,000 on pianos. That was part of a gift from Connie Mayfield. We've supported some expenses in the performing arts that weren't covered by other means, and various other very large expenses, doing what we're supposed to be doing. As Dr. Fierro tells me, we're not meant to just keep the money, we're meant to use it to support things and help things. So our end of the year financials will likely not be as rosy as the audit report that you're seeing. Those are my notes.
Thank you, Carol. Do you want to also talk about the balance sheet, or is anything else on the financials?
I don't think so, unless anyone has any questions.
Great. Can we put a motion as Bob suggested?
I second Bob's motion.
Do we have a second? Thank you, Jeannie. Crystal, let's go ahead with the vote.
Muted. There we go. Anil Desai.
Yes.
Okay. And Dr. Jose Fierro.
He's not on the call anymore.
Okay. Dr. Bob Hewlett.
Yes.
Tom Jackson.
Yes.
King Manhattan.
Yes.
Dr. Stephanie Rodriguez.
Yes.
Perry Mulshaw.
Yes.
Bill Stevens.
Yes, I'm here.
Jesse Urquidi. Jesse Urquidi. Okay. Nazi, yeah.
Yes. So we don't have enough votes.
That's okay. The minutes will reflect the
We have
motion
8.
anyway.
Thank you, Bob. All right, moving on. Planning for 2022, 2023. Any discussion items on the planning for next year? Any discussion items? No, any? All right, reports from board members. Any board members like to make any comments?
Yeah, I'd like to make comments, since we got a new board and new people, everybody. Maybe can we do some retreat or something on the next board meeting or something like that?
Yes, very good point, Parimal. We were planning for it last year. It never happened because of circumstances, but we're gonna be meeting soon, hopefully. And we will pick some dates and communicate with everybody on a retreat. We have to make it happen soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Parimal. Any other discussion topics? Any items we want to discuss? All right, great. Last item, next meeting is Thursday, August 25th at 7:30 a.m. As you notice, we moved all the meetings to morning meetings per vote that we did on the last meeting. Do we need the board approval on that, Carol?
No, we don't.
Okay.
If I could, I just wanted to mention, I'll be sending you an invitation to a July 14th event, which is the public grand opening and ribbon cutting for the new Performing Arts Center. That'll be at 11 a.m. on the 14th. And I also wanted to just let you know, and Bob's brought it up a number of times, that we are working closely with the dean and staff in performing arts to identify dates for programming and fundraising events that we can do in association with the Performing Arts Center. So I hope to have a report soon on that.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Carol, for all your hard work. I know that was a very long agenda, and thanks all the board members for your patience today with the roll calls. And we will see everybody on August 25th. Thank you, everybody. Meeting adjourned.
Have a good summer.